All right, 5.2. Mean, variance, standard deviation, and expectation. Just a bit of warning. This expectation problem is on I think this is the hardest one on the whole, for the whole course. This is expectation problem. But it's very doable. If you watch me do it and then you practice it in the homework, it's very doable. It's on the test, and I think it's even on the final. But the mean, variance, and standard deviation is pretty easy because we've done all that. We're going to use a calculator to do that, and it's pretty easy. So once again, let's look at this is, I'm going to just put the symbols. This is population variance. And this is population standard deviation. This is sample standard deviation, and this is sample variance. And then we have mean, we have population mean. Mean is average, remember. And then we have sample mean. So I just wanted to refresh our memory on this is the sample, S squared is sample variance, S is sample standard deviation, and this symbol called sigma is population standard deviation, population variance, and then we have the two means, population and sample. Okay, and then they give you these formulas. Don't worry about these formulas because we are going to be using the calculator. Important, same as what we've done before with the mean, our rounding rule. And so for the mean, variance, and standard deviation, the rounding rule is going to be round to one more decimal than place than the outcome X, than our data. So we always want one more decimal place than our data when we do our rounding rule. If our data was 1.1 or 2.3, 3.4, and we're going to find the average of this, and it ends up being, let's say it's 2.45, do you see there's one decimal place in the data, so you can have two decimals in the answer. You can always have one decimal more than the data. If this is the data, then you can have an answer in two decimal places. Okay. Example 5.8. Let me get that. The probability distribution, remember in 5.1 we talked about probability distribution, and if we added up all these probabilities, it will add up to 1.0 or 1. It better. Let me see. Yes, it does. Good. What's the question say? Show represents 5 9. That is 5 minus more. It doesn't say what we're looking for. I don't think that's a question. It says the probability distribution shown represents a number of trips of 5 nights or more that American adults take per year. This is 6% do not take any trips 5 nights or more. Do you see 0 nights does not take any trips. So those, none of them. 70% take 1 trip of 5 nights or more, and 20% take 2 trips of 5 nights or more. So they just wanted you to look at this, and then we'll answer the next question down below. In reality, we should see what the average is, but I'm going to actually follow this. So find the mean. So we are going to find the mean. For the number of spots that appear when the dice is rolled, compute the variance and standard deviation. So we're going to find the mean. Remember, this is the mean. This is standard deviation, and this is variance. On our calculator, we want to type the x values in L1 and all this in L2. So let's do that right now. Stat number 1, edit L1. I'm typing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the number of rolls on a dice, right? You can roll a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6. In L2, the probability of getting a 1 is 1 over 6, 1 divided by 6. Same way with the next one, 1 divided by 6, 1 divided by 6, 1 divided by 6, 1 divided by 6, and 1 divided by 6. So when you're typing in your data, that's what you should get. You should get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1 divided by 6 for each one of those. And on calculator. By the way, when we did this, we're finding the mean, standard deviation, and variance for frequency distribution, right? Frequency distribution. It's just not one list. We're using 2 lists. We're going to type in the X's in L1 and L2. We're typing in the Y's. Then we're going to go to stat, calculate 1var stats. Then we're going to go to stat, calculate 1var stats, and hit enter. And list, sorry, I'm running out of room. List is L1, frequency is L2. If you don't have the L2 in there, make sure you type it in. By hitting second number 2. Now my L2 is in there. And then arrow down to calculate and hit enter. And I'm going to look at my calculator. Stat, calculate 1var stats. I get an average of 3.5. I get has anybody tried this on their calculator? What do you get for your standard deviation on your calculator? Just check.
There's nothing?
Yeah, there's nothing there. It doesn't say sample. By the way, it doesn't say you were looking at a sample. So it doesn't tell us anything. I mean, if you look at your calculator, SX is the sample standard deviation. So we're not really looking at a sample. So we're looking at, it would normally say from the following sample. So to find to find the standard deviation, you have to take it from the population standard deviation. Our data is in fractions. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna just take it to one decimal place, 1.7. So you should have 1.7 for this. And in order to find the population variance, because it doesn't give us our sample, so in order to find the population variance, you have to take 1.7 and just don't do 1.7, take more decimal places and square it. So on my calculator, I'm going to take 1.7078 and square it. I'm trying to, I put a rock here so I can raise that. And square it, and I get 2.9. If I just take it to one decimal place, I get my variance is 2.9. So we have our mean, our standard deviation, and we have our variance. So there's nothing new here. Just put it in list 1, list 2, and we're good to go. All right, moving on. I'm sure we have another example. We do. Talk show radio host, blah, 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 blah. Find the variance and standard deviation. So once again, we're going to find all three. We're going to find the mean, the variance. I like to put standard deviation first because you need that. Standard deviation and then variance. So we're going to put this in list 1 and we're going to put this in list 2. Let's do that. Stat one edit. I'm going to clear those. Don't hit delete, hit clear. And in the first one, I got 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. In the second one, I have 0.18, 0.34, 0.23, 0.21, and 0.04. Let's see if I typed those incorrectly. I can't see a thing. It looks good. So once you type it all in, we just use those same steps. Stat, arrow over to calculate. Number 1, var stats. We have L1 and L2 is in my frequency list. I hit calculate, hit enter. And my mean, let's use 2 decimal places. Oh, by the way, how many decimal places should my answer be? This is kind of good. Do I use 1 decimal place, 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places, or no decimal places? Anybody know how many decimal places I should use for my answer?
3.
That's a good try, but it's wrong. I'm sorry. Good try, but it's wrong. If we go back, it says our data. Let me take us back a little bit. Let's see if I can take us even back to where it tells us. It's kind of important. Round one more decimal place. Round should round one more decimal place than the x values. Not the y values. So I'm going to go back. Let me go back down now, if I can. It's always so hard to get out of that. Let me go down. Do you see the x values are whole numbers? So our answers are going to be one more decimal place than that. So it's just going to be one decimal place. We're not taking it to the y value. Oh wait, we're down further. We're on the next problem. I don't know where that was supposed to be. There we go. Do you see we're rounding the x values are whole numbers. So we're not looking at these numbers for where we're going to round. We have to type that into L2. But since the whole numbers have no decimal, then you have to take it to one decimal place, the answer to one decimal place. So the mean to one decimal place, it says 1.59, one decimal place changes it to 1.6. Standard deviation, population standard deviation is 3.79, but we take it to one decimal place. 5 or more, you add 1 to it, is 3.8. That's the standard deviation. And variance is take the whole number, 3.79, and square it on our calculator. 3.79 and square it, I get 14.3641. We're going to round it to one decimal place. The number to the right of that is 5 or more, so we add 1. So the variance is 14.4. So that's the variance, this is the standard deviation, and this is the mean. That's not too bad. That seems pretty easy. L1, L2. You're going to round it to the L1 spot, whatever the decimal place is in L1, one more than the L1 spot. Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Good, good. All right, next. The hard one. This is the last one, I think, in the section. And it's a hard one. Yes, it's the last one. Expected value. Expected value. Let me try to get that in a little bit. There we go. A lottery offers one prize. Okay, so this is like a church. Let's, instead of saying a lottery, these are like church raffles, but let's, I guess it says lottery. Oftentimes you'll see a church raffle for the question. Lottery offers one prize at $900. So one prize at $900. One prize at $700. Two prizes at $300. And 4 prizes at $100. Let's add all that money up. 900 plus 700 is 1,600. 300 times 2 prizes of 300, so that's 600. So 1,600 plus this is, these two add up to 1,600, and then we're going to add 600 more, 2 times 300, and then we're going to add 100 more. We're going to add 400 more. There are 4 $100 prizes. So it ends up being 2,600. This lottery is going to give away $2,600 if we added up all the prizes. Okay. 1,000 tickets are sold. So 1,000 tickets. And each ticket cost $6. So we have $6,000 we're going to bring in, right? And the lottery is going to bring in $6,000. It's going to give away $2,600. In other words, how much money do they make overall? If they bring in $6,000 by selling 1,000 tickets for $6 each, and they give away $2,600, if they bring in $6,000 and they give away $2,600, they're going to make a profit of $2,400. Well, that's $3,400. Sorry. Do you see? If they sell 6,000 worth of tickets, but they only give $2,600 in money, they bring in a profit of $3,400. All right. So we need to make a table of this. Do they have the table below us? I don't think they do. No, they don't. Okay. So, let's see. We have one winner. By the way, if you're writing this down, don't write down this table that I'm writing right now. I'm gonna change it, but I just want to like basically show you how we're setting it up. We have one winner at 900. We have one winner at 700. We have two winners at 300. And we have four winners at 100. So how many people win a prize? Do you see how 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4, 8 people win a prize. So 8 people win a prize. 1,000 tickets were sold. If 8 people win a prize, that means 992 people lose. These are losers. They lose. Right? These people win. These people right here all win. They win something. There's 8 people who win some money. There's 1,000 tickets total. There's 992 tickets that are losers. Can you tell me how much those 992 people lose? They lose $6 each because each ticket costs $6. So one person wins 900, one person wins 700, 2 people win 300, 4 people win 1,000, and then the ones that hold it after the end of these 8 people, they announce their prizes. There are 992 people holding a ticket that are losers. They paid $6 for the ticket, and you might as well throw your ticket in the trash. Now, I said don't write down this table because there's something wrong with this table. Did I really, if I'm the grand prize winner, if I am the grand prize winner and I won $900, did I really win 900? Can somebody tell me why I didn't win 900? They give me $900, but tell me why I didn't win it. Or tell me how much I actually did win. Anybody know?
$894.
Yes, because we paid, I already gave them $6. If I gave them $6 and they gave me 900 back, that means I only won 894 because they gave me my $6 back and 894. Do you see the 900 is, here's your $6 back, and then we're giving you 894 extra. The same way with here, you win 700, but 6 of it was what you already paid, so you won 694. These two people won 394 or 294. Sorry, they didn't win 300. They won 294. They won their $6 back. That was in their pocket already, and so they won 294. And this guy, he only won 90. These 4 people, they didn't win $100. They won 94. They got a $100 bill, but 6 of it was for paying for the ticket, and then $94 was extra, how much they won. So we're going to put this in our calculator, 1124992, and then in the Y, in L2, this is L1, this is L2, 894, 694, 294, 94, and -6 in L2. So let's put all that into our calculator. So you can't put the 900 down. You have to say, oh, he paid 6, so we're subtracting that because we're giving his $6 back. Stat number 1, edit. And I'm going to put 1124992 in L1. That's what I typed in L1. I should make this window bigger. I don't know. It's always too small for me. I can't even see it when I'm looking at it on the camera. Yeah. With the light and everything, it's still hard. So that's what I typed in L1. L2, I'm typing in. Oh, I forgot to type in my -6. Don't forget that last one, you have to type in -6, not subtract 6, -6. And then L2, I'm typing in 894, 694, 294, 94, and oh wait, -6. The -6 doesn't go in there till the second one. I typed that in wrong there. Okay, so that's what I ended up with. Mine looks like this. 1124992, 894, 694, 294, 94, and -6. And then we want to find the expected value. By the way, it does say find the expected value. Does it say find the expected value? The symbol for expected value, it just looks like this, expected value. You could use a big E, or expected value is the same thing as the mean, the average. So we're going to do stat vars number 1, stat calculate 1 var stats, L1, L2. And something went wrong with my calculator.
Mine did the same thing.
Let's see what I did wrong. Stat calculate Oh, it's got to be in our list. Oh, I have an extra number in there. I have an extra number. Delete. Stat, calculate, one var stats. Oh, it still give me an error. L1, L2. Why is it giving me an error? 994. I have no idea. Did everybody say error? Did anybody else try it?
Yeah, mine says error.
I'm sure we must be typing something in wrong then. It's not taking it. It has to do with something with the L1, L2s. I'd be willing to bet it has something to do with the -6. Oh, $8.95 divided by, no, I don't know. I'm going to go figure out what I did wrong on my calculator, and then I'll do a special video, and then I'll post it just on this problem. Yes, I have a feeling it has to do with the probability, and maybe these numbers should be, these are the correct numbers, but I think we have to type it in as far as a probability. I think we have to put them over the total money. You're getting 694 out of 6,000. Out of 6,000. I think that's what it is. I'm going to look into it, and I'll post a video on this. I must be typing something in wrong. So let me stop this video, and then we'll go on to the next section. But because we have to know how to do this, so I'll do the video on this particular problem. Let's see if I can stop the video now. There we go. Stop the recording.